Hi everyone, just an update. I forgot to check before this how long ago since I last updated, so sorry about that. I am on cycle day 21 of my first proper tracked cycle since my miscarriage in April. Just as a quick history from that one, I miscarried on the 13th of April I was nearly 5 weeks, and I got my first AF period, or whatever you want to call it, 40 days later, which is not drastically unusual for me. It's not massively any longer than my... I don't really have an average as such because my cycles are a bit all over the place, but if I had an average, it would be around 33, 34 days. But I have had a few that have gone to sort of 38, 40 days, so I wasn't drastically shocked. I did get a positive OPK, ovulation test, in between the miscarriage and that. I got it on cycle day 24, and we did, baby dance, do the deed or whatever around those days, and it just, nothing happened. I had no luck. I got my period on cycle day 40 or 41, so the cycle was 40 days long. Again, like I say, I was upset, which you are every month, and obviously it had been the first period since the miscarriage. It was horrible. It was very, very painful, very heavy. Probably lasted the average amount of time for me, about 4 days, but was really heavy for most of those days. What else? So yeah, obviously then I was able to start back on my Clymid medication for ovulation. I took that from day 2 to day 6 as prescribed, 50 milligrams still, and was happy and surprised when I got my positive OPK on cycle day 14 of this cycle. I only got the one positive. Before Clymid, I would often get positive for 2-3 days running, but I only got it just literally on cycle day 14, and by cycle day 15 it turned negative again, so I'm assuming I ovulated probably during the day, cycle day 14, or overnight. Please correct me if that's not worked out right, but that's how I imagine it worked, because the surge had gone by cycle day 15. We did baby dance. We did manage to do 2 sessions, as it were, on cycle day 14, just to be well and truly covered, and then didn't again until cycle day 16. So who knows. And as I say, today is cycle day 21, and going by the positive OPK, I would be due AF. So my luteal phase is usually 14 days. That's about the only thing that's regular with me. It's a 14-day phase. So I should be due... Today is Tuesday, and I should be due my AF period or whatever next Monday, I think I worked it out as. So ideally I'd be able to test... Actually, next Tuesday I'd be able to test next Sunday, or this Sunday coming, which is Father's Day. And that would be cycle day 12, which is when I got my BFP with my loss. So I may do a test that day. I don't know whether I'm holding out much hope or what to think, but if I haven't had any signs of AF or anything, I might do a test then. I'm not symptom spotting. I'm determined not to. I mean, it'd be silly because I think I'm 7 days past ovulation, so yeah, 7 DPO today. Anything different this cycle? No, like I say, I'm back on the Clymid. It was my 4th cycle of taking a Clymid, but obviously I had the break in between, the month that I fell pregnant. We're due to see the fertility specialist again this month. So today is let me just check the date, is the 12th of June, and we're due to see fertility people again on the 25th. Hopefully hubby's coming to this one. We've got a couple of his appointments during the morning, so we have the fertility appointment in the afternoon. I'm not quite sure what, if anything, they're going to say. I did have a letter back after I wrote and told them about the miscarriage, just saying that they would see me on the 25th and carry on taking the Clymid. I don't really know what to expect at this next appointment. I suppose they'll be telling me, if anything, what happens next. If, you know, when I finish the course, I've got another 2 months left of Clomid tablets, and obviously if I finish those 2 courses and nothing's happened, I don't know whether they do anything else. So, and again, I've got this big worry because I have heard other people that once they've fallen pregnant, even if it hasn't worked out, that fertility people haven't been willing to help, because obviously the issue was not being able to get pregnant, and I did. You know, all good it did me. I was pregnant for like a week, but again, we still, as you know, for telling people, my parents don't know, just because too much to go into there. The in-laws know, the mother-in-law knows. I don't know whether she's told father-in-law. Who knows? I've sort of commented on things on Facebook, and I think a few people might have guessed. I did have a message from my lovely cousin, who sort of picked up that, you know, we'd had this loss. So I'm not hiding it as such. I'm not publicising it, and, you know, I've joined various sort of secret pages and that on Facebook and forums and stuff. But yeah, there you go. People can guess or don't guess. I don't mind either way. Yeah, I'm not attention seeking about it or anything on there, or expecting anything. I don't know what else. Hubby's health. Actually, I'll give an update on that. He had an ultrasound done in May. This was to look for 2 things. This was to look for possibility of small gallstones, because he'd had, you know, a MRI and 3 I think CT scans, and they hadn't picked up any large gallstones. But it was felt, the gastro people felt that there could be tiny ones that weren't picked up, or there could be apparently the sludge you get that it's like the stage before they turn into gallstones, and that could also, you know, cause the problems that led to the pancreatitis apparently. Anyway, and also the ultrasound was to look at blood flow through the 2 arteries that were blocked by blood clots earlier this year. So that was our big worry, because you know, it wasn't likely it was gallstones. We weren't sort of too concerned on that one. It was more the blood clots. So we went and had the ultrasound, and at the scan, the radiographer lady, she was a specialist in veins or something, sort of said, she showed that, you know, there was a little blood flow through this, the portal vein was the main one that was blocked completely. And she said, obviously, you know, like they say, I'm not a doctor, I can't say conclusively, but there is some blood flow going through, not as much as there should be, but because of the clot. And sort of left it at that. So we sort of were happy-ish, but, you know, you don't want to get your hopes up until things are confirmed by a specialist, do you, really? So the report came through. We got a letter through this weekend, and this husband was using his private healthcare, so he got the report sent directly, and it actually said in there, for the first time since January, that there was blood flow through the portal vein. And they said that it appeared that they used the word patent, the blood clot was becoming patent, which I think means it's sort of clearing. And they said, yeah, the blood flow is reduced due to the scarring from the blood clot. So I suppose that was, you know, that would probably stay the case. I mean, as far as I know, you know, scarring, isn't anything that can be done about it. But so like I say, considering up until when he had his MRI and his CT scan earlier this year, so we're talking sort of March time, it was completely and utterly blocked. This was a huge thing, to say that there was any blood flow, and it said, you know, the report says he doesn't feel the need to see him again, so that means hopefully they don't need to put the camera down his throat again to look at the veins on his stomach that are having problems due to the blood clots. And it said that depending on the blood test results from haematology, they would consider looking at building up to taking him off the warfarin, which is something he desperately wants. He hates taking it. But I mean, the problem we have had there is he had some bloods taken while in hospital, looking for these various blood clotting conditions and a genetic condition that's in his family. And when we tried to chase those up after he was discharged, we were told he shouldn't have had those done anyway when he was that ill. So that's just brilliant. That's just fantastic, isn't it? So when he was referred to haematology, funnily enough, when he went private, that happened. The haematologist repeated all these tests and more. He took loads and loads of blood to test for all these, weird and wonderful blood conditions that may cause blood clots. Some of them were very rare, and some were sort of more known, like lupus and stuff like this, and this genetic family condition, various other ones. And we went to get the results of those in, it was April, yeah, because it was just after the loss, April. The doctor turned up late. This is seen him privately, supposedly. Turned up late, rushed around. Like he really didn't have the time for us. And then it wasn't until we were looking at the piece of paper he'd given us, because he said, "Oh, everything's fine. Borderline for JAK2, I think it was called, which is some sticky blood condition. So we want to repeat that in 3 months." We went home, and it wasn't until sort of the next week, when we were looking at the piece of paper that we'd been given, we noticed the date of the blood test was January. So these were the test results that we were told would mean nothing, that were taken while he was in hospital and while he was ill. Yeah, unbelievably, they'd given us completely wrong results. This doctor did not even look to see that the blood tests results he was giving us were ordered by a completely different doctor, not even by him. And yeah, and the date was wrong. So a bit worrying. So hubby today has chased up the haematologist, and I sort of said to him he needs to make sure he makes a proper appointment with him, not like he did last time. Last time the doctor thought he was being helpful, fitting it in around his INR blood clotting test session. We said we want a proper one in, the actual proper consulting rooms. He's booked it for the same day as the fertility specialist, so you can just take the 1 day off and do it all in 1 day, because he works quite far from home. So we'll be doing that. So hopefully we've got the other blood tests by then. If not, I'm going to be making a bit of a fuss. I'm a bit more outspoken than hubby at these things, which is why he likes me to go with him. I'll ask the questions, he won't, and I'll tell him that they're out of order, and he might not. So that's all looking much, much more positive than it was. So that's great news. What else? Kids are all busy doing exams again. They've just gone back after half term and the Jubilee and everything this week. And my middle one already has some GCSE modules this week. That's it on that front. Hope everyone else is okay. Looking out for more BFPs and everything coming up, and I will update, I suppose it'll be next week now, as to whether I get my AF. If I've managed by some miracle to get another BFP, I think I'll probably update. I've been thinking about this today, actually, whether I should be interested to know other people's opinion on this. With the little one that I lost, because we literally found out the Easter Sunday and Monday. I did a test both days, because it was like, you don't believe the first one. Who does? After trying for 2.5 years, I didn't believe it until I took the digital the next day, and that's 1 to 2 weeks. So I sort of believed it then. And we really hadn't got to tell anyone, because obviously that was Bank Holiday Monday as well, and we've seen the in-laws, and hubby didn't want me to tell them, us to tell them yet. So I thought, fine, we were going to tell them the following weekend. I did tell one close friend. I think I just sent her a photo of the test, the digital test. So she was literally the one we told prior to the loss. I told people after the loss. And one of the things that's been upsetting since the loss is that we never really got to celebrate the baby. We didn't really ever get the stage of congratulations, oh that's wonderful news, other than the odd little message on sort of Facebook and things, sort of from the private groups, not on the page. I haven't got anything on public. But so that was quite sad. I did feel that was sad. I didn't get, after trying for 2.5 years, not get the, oh yes, that's fantastic, congratulations. Even though it would have only been for days, we didn't get it at all. And then obviously the only thing we got was after telling people, we got the, oh I'm so sorry, and that side of things. The sort of the negative. So I keep debating, sort of in my own head, whether if, or when, as hubby says, because he's convinced it'll happen again, if I got pregnant again, would I want? I'm torn between wanting to tell people, because wanting to celebrate, that baby, even if it, God forbid, was to go wrong again. Just to acknowledge that it existed, that it happened, and would be nice. And then at the same time, you have the, if I tell people, and it goes wrong, I have more people I have to tell. It's gone wrong again, sort of thing. I don't believe in the jinxing it, or if you tell people it's going to make it go wrong, because that that doesn't make sense. That doesn't control what's happening inside your own body. That's not true. So that wouldn't be the reason not to tell. So I don't know how I'd feel. I mean, it surprised me with the loss. I look back at the video I did on here announcing it, and you can see something in my eyes. I don't look completely happy. So whether I knew on some level that it wasn't right, something was wrong, and I didn't rush around telling people. Although it was school holidays, so I wasn't seeing a lot of people, but I still, with the others, we've told people straight away the day we found out. I always found out early with all my three. Found out early, and I never could have not to tell people. But this time we didn't. Again, it doesn't mean anything, I suppose, but you know, your mind thinks funny things. Anyway, I've just noticed I've gone on for 15 minutes plus, so I'll stop now, and I will update everyone who's interested next week, if and when there's something to tell. Hope everyone else is well. Hope everyone else is getting better weather than we're getting here in the UK. It's non-stop rain. It rained all through the Jubilee, and it's still raining, and this is June. And so apart from that, take care. Bye.